Hello everyone, my name is Angie and welcome back to my channel, Angie Rose Nomad. And welcome back because I haven't been on BookTube for what feels like forever, but it's more like a week, but it still feels like a really, really long time. I know I mentioned earlier that I was having a tooth problem and I thought they fixed it. Not really. It's still causing some troubles, so I've been trying to deal with that along with my birthday, I've been really into bullet journaling lately. I got a devoted bullet journal and it's just providing so much relaxation for me. I don't know. If you guys are bullet journalers, let me know, and let me know if you find as much relaxation as I do from it. It's just so soothing. I also have been watching, what have I been watching? Oh, I've been watching reruns of The Mole, which is a game show I mentioned on this channel quite a bit. So I'm sure you guys don't need to hear more about it. But yeah, it's just a happy place for me. So been coping with that. I have not been on YouTube or really any social media at all. So if you're used to seeing my comments on your channel, just know that I'm going to start watching YouTube again today or tomorrow. I'll be back. I promise. I'll be back here and I'll be back on your channels. Yeah. So let's just jump into the video. I want to talk about the books that I have read this past week and what I'm going to be reading going forward. I know I missed last Friday reads, and I'm not going to talk about those books. I think there were 2 that I finished last week. They'll be in my wrap up. But the first thing that I finished this week was The Cruelest Month by Louise Penny. This is book 3 in the Armand Gamache series. And I had a huge problem with book 2. I went to the library and I just browsed through the P's and I was like, maybe, why not? So I half listened and half read this book and I enjoyed it overall. I gave it a 4 stars, thought it was much better than the second one, but it felt like a conclusion of sorts to me. So I cannot wait to read the 4th book. I believe we're on the 4th book, which I also happened to pick up from the library the other day. Yeah, I haven't been doing too well with the library this month. I've been going quite a bit, even though I had my own TBR set up for March Mystery Madness. I did attempt to read a couple of books for the Women's Prize, and I picked up, what did I pick up? I picked up Milkman. It was okay, it just really wasn't holding my attention, so I decided to return that one. I picked up My Sister the Serial Killer, which I was enjoying, but my time with it was up, so I currently have it back on hold. And I picked up, I don't even remember, something about children that I did not get on with at all. I didn't like the writing in that one. So the next thing that I finished is Dealbreaker by Harlan Coben. I actually listened to this through my library, and I'm glad I read this first. This was a huge author for me when I was a teenager. I loved Harlan Coben. I still love Harlan Coben. Let me rephrase. Still love Harlan Coben. And when I read these, I just devoured them. I remember being on a road trip in Wisconsin, and I finished one book that I had with me, and I had the second one, so I went on to that one, and then I didn't have any more, and so we had to go to Barnes & Noble so I could pick up the next one in the series. Listening to it on audio, however, was slightly different. So when I read this, I read it with a lot of sarcasm, which is how I interpret the way that he writes, and the way that his characters are. But the narrator for me was just a little bit dry. So overall for the narration, I would have given it about a 3.5. But I did rate this on Goodreads a 4. And I'm going to go on to the second one. I'm going to read it instead of listen and see if it can get that 5. And the last thing that I finished was No Time for Goodbye by Linwood Barclay. I read so much of this today, you guys. I probably read maybe over 100 pages in this one just today. So I'm really glad I finished this one up. And it matches my nails, which is, that's something. I enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 stars. I think Linwood really writes dramatic tension very, very well. I kept wanting to turn the pages and find out what was going to happen to these characters, but I think it was a little longer than it needed to be. There are some spots in the story, while the tension was still building and I was not getting bored, I just wanted it to speed up a little bit and progress a little bit further. but I am going to pick up another Linwood Barclay. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the sequel to this one quite yet. I wasn't keen on the characters, so if you guys have read the second book in this series, which is called, I think it's called something like Safe House, No Safe House. If you read this one or No Safe House, let me know what you thought of it. I might pick it up, but right now I just think I might pick up something different from him. So I have really, really long hair in case you can't tell. And I have just been thinking all today that when it touches my back, it's a spider on my back. It's just making me super paranoid. I think I should cut it. Like, in high school, I went from like this long to this short. It was really, really short, you guys. Now, this coming week, I have set myself a rather ambitious TBR. I am currently in the middle of 2 books. The first one is The Plot Against America by Philip Roth. I am listening to this on audio and I am loving the narrator. He just has the perfect Jersey accent, and it follows the story of this Jewish family and what would have happened if Charles Lindbergh had won the presidential election instead of FDR for his 3rd term, and how Lindbergh has signed a peace treaty with Germany and Adolf Hitler. And right now, at the point where I am at, we are just setting up the story. I feel like the story is still, being established. Lindbergh has just won the election, and so we're starting to gradually see these changes that are going on, and how the Jewish community feels ostracized, how they really loved FDR, and now they feel like Lindbergh is not their champion, and he just wants them out. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this one. I'm also in the middle of Assassin's Apprentice. This is one of the books for my Read It or Leave It challenge, and I think I'm going to have to rework that just a little bit to where I will continue to pick 6 books, but if I read 4, then I can continue with the other 2 to the next round if I don't get to them, just because I feel like I'm putting myself in a crunch. I think this one was also part of the Read It or Leave It, if I'm not mistaken. But I still have Throne of Glass left for that, and Assassin's Apprentice and Throne of Glass are both parts of a series. So yeah, we're going to talk more about that in my Read It or Leave It round 2 video, which is coming in early April. The next book that I need to pick up is Save Me the Plums. This is by Ruth Rachel. And this is an advanced reader copy that I was kindly sent. It goes on sale on April 2nd. So this is a nonfiction book that follows the story of Ruth, who is approached by Gourmet magazine, and they ask her if she wants to be the editor-in-chief, I believe. It just says top position, so I'm assuming editor-in-chief. Now, she is a writer, not a manager, but Gourmet holds such a special place in her heart. She found it when she was 8 years old and just inspired this huge passion in her. So this is her story and the path that she follows in life, and I cannot wait to read it. There will also be a review coming for this book in early April. So I still have quite a few books left on my TBR for March Mystery Madness, and I do not think that I'm going to get to them all unless we have a major snowstorm and I get snowed in for a week. Random aside here, you guys, does anyone say something a lot when they're making their videos if they mess up? For me, it's okay. So if I'm editing my videos and I'll be talking like this and then I'll flub a word or something like that, and then I'll go, okay, and then start over. It's just when I go back and play my videos without being edited, there are so many okays. I want to know if you guys have a word that you use when you flub or something like that. Yeah, let's chat about YouTube problems. The next book I would really like to get to is from the library, and it's called Call Me Princess by Sarah Bladell. This is the second book in the Detective Louise Rick series. I recently read the first one, Midnight Witness, and this time our story is following a woman named Suzanne who has been the victim of a sexual assault because of someone that she met on a dating site. And she's trying to hide it. She's very ashamed that she had to go on this dating site. But it turns out this person is targeting more people. And eventually someone turns up dead. So Louise has to investigate what's going on. She has to immerse herself in this online dating culture to find a killer. Next, I have The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I have been debating reading this, but I think I need to give it a go, especially because I bought the book. So I want to see what I think of the story. I don't know yet if I'm going to read the other story that this is supposedly a copycat of. But yeah, I want to see what I think of this one. I have heard in reviews that the other story has less tension and this one is very suspenseful, so we shall see. We shall see. So I accidentally grabbed the wrong book for this. I grabbed Donuts and Deception by Agatha Frost. This is the third book in the Paradale Cafe mystery. I heard about this on Cortagonist's channel and I meant to grab the first one. I had the first three. And I wanted to get this read in March to see what I think. I am trying to find out the name of the first one. And I believe it is Pancakes and Corpses. I just grabbed this because it was short and the font seems larger. So something I could easily breeze through. And then the last one you guys are going to have to forgive me for not really explaining much about, but it is The Strangers by Harlan Coben, or The Stranger by Harlan Coben. I don't want to know anything. I love Harlan. I have a couple of books of his that I need to get to yet, and thought it would be a great way to end March with an author that I really, really enjoy. Okay, that is my overly ambitious TBR for the coming week. Let me know what you guys have been reading lately or what you are going to read next. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to become part of the tribe if you have not already. I do post new bookish videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you Sunday. I am not sure which video you are going to get yet. You can vote. Let's vote. Let's do that and see what video you get. I really wanted to do some videos for March Mystery Madness on this channel. So the video ideas that I have had are mystery shows and podcasts that I enjoy, fiction books based on true crime cases, and then a video featuring female detectives in novels, and a separate video featuring male detectives in novels. So cast your votes down in the comments below. Whoever gets the most votes will be the video that you guys will be seeing on Sunday, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.